the birds, a perfect symphony. Smell of the flowers, the richness of the soil, the sweetness of the fruit that satisfies. I am amazed by the symphony of your creation. I am amazed by your omnipresence. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your endless grace for me. From a firefly to a shooting star, to the song a cricket sings, from the raging seas to the placid lakes, to the bubbling of the stream, from the rays I feel from the rising sun to the stillness of the night. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your constant love for me. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty. I am amazed by your beauty and your bounty.
Okay, we're on. We're on, yes. Nagsawa na ba kayo sa mga pictures nyo sa akin? I just wanted to show you places that I enjoy going to in Antique. Sayang yung Alpas. Nakita nyo yung big bamboo house and plant-based food in Alpas, in Dao. Tobias Fernier. It was run by a couple who migrated from the Philippines to America, America back to Antique, but they've since returned because of the pandemic to the US. Okay, why am I showing that when we're talking about Poblacion? Because really, the soul and character of many of our entrepreneurs, our artists, our culture enthusiasts, restaurateurs in Poblacion can be found in many parts of the country, and perhaps Poblacion in NCR, in Makati, could be a model for other poblations to crop up, right? Just like the community pantry. That's nothing new. We've always done that, right? Kaya lang it had to take one young a social work, no, fine arts graduate to do that, and 1,000-fold. So, Poblacion. Why am I doing this when this is a Climate Change Commission webinar, which started a year ago when the pandemic started? Because we talk about people, events, and places. We talk about barangays, puroks, and sitios. We talk about communities that thrive. We talk about culture and arts and heritage and micro enterprises. We talk about plant-based cuisine and Filipino food this April Food Month. We also talk about micro enterprises and how we can help spur more micro enterprises despite the challenges of the pandemic. We talk to artists, we talk to entrepreneurs, we talk to the young and the not so young. But you know, okay, I'll just tell you this. When I was young, don't ask me when, maybe you can ask me when, JP Rizal near Poblacion was our tambayan. So, orig ako dyan. But maybe not, it was not yet called Poblacion at the time. But let me just welcome you on a Thursday to the Stories for a Better Normal. Nako, pasensya na. Sa totoo lang, medyo late kasi nga 6 a.m. on the radio in different parts of the country telling them and uplifting the spirits of people on how they can access government resources. So, medyo na late yung ligo, basa pa po ang buhok, pasensya na, di bale. Okay, sa Poblacion naman, anything goes, right? So tell me about the Poblacion culture. Natutuwa ako sa inyo. You know, I haven't met you guys. I see you online. Connect na connect tayo. Totoo lang, kasi mga pinakita kong pictures, sa Antique man, yung sa Alpas, yung aming magandang sa ilog sa Tibiao, yung Calawag Mountain Resort, yung gawa kong mga resikulong mga lumang furniture ng 1960s na ako nagpipintura na cobalt blue, yung aking mga solar panel na cabinet sa aking senadong office. Di ba? Connect tayo. Hindi ko lang. Ina-assume ko lang. Okay. So, Climate Change Commission is our partner in this webinar, Stories for a Better Normal. We're very grateful that our teachers and principals are with us today, always, because DepEd is our partner. Namimigay din tayo ng mga DA starter kits sa mga gustong mag-urban gardening, plantito, plantita, whatever, para may edible garden tayo, at namimigay tayo ng protected areas books. And to our 4 guests today, 4 or 5, let me see. Ipat Luna is one of the guests. Ipat is like me. We may not be millennials, but we're so hip, right? Oh, Ipat, pakita ka ng mukha mo. Are you in? Because she has a little, not Poblacion, she has her own bed and breakfast by the lake of Taal. O next time, we will show communities that thrive. Let's say, San Juan in La Union. We can do tabing lawa ng Taal, hindi ba? Okay, sige. Sige, go na. Excited na sila. I don't know if Carol Almost Diplomatic is online because she was the one who suggested that we do this, and I've been wanting to do this. Samantha Nicole Samonte, yes, yes, I can see you, programming director. How do you say it? Futurist? Is it futurist? Okay. Co-founder and programming director a futurist, a creative hub of creatives helping creatives. Great. A home to music, art, and cultural events. I'm sure you know about the Venice Biennale and how I brought Filipino artists all over the world back to the Biennale after 51 years of absence. Okay, can we invite, please, all our guests today in our virtual vernissage Zoom in the Venice Biennale this May? Yes, of course. The answer is yes. Okay. In the midst of the pandemic, Samantha with her team focused their energy and efforts in collaborating with artists to promote and to produce truly local and mindful shows. I love it. You use the word mindful. Yeah. From exhibits to sustainable fashion pop-up shows. Great. Currently conceptualizing adaptive activations with individuals and collectives in time for a better reopening. Or are you close now? I'd like to visit you, but you know, I'm being very, very careful. Yes. So hi, you're there. I can see you, Samantha.
Hi. Hello. Good morning.
Or itong, how do you call it? Is it an exhibition space, a creative space? What is it that you have?
We really call it a creative space because we do different things. It's a tiny space, but we try to pinag-iiba-iba namin yung events usually. So we have fashion pop-ups, sales, or before pandemic, we would have DJ sets and art exhibits.
Great.
So we try to make it as revolving as possible. And Poblacion was also the perfect place for us when we opened the branch.
Mamaya, pakita mo sa amin yung mga art cards mo or slides, whatever, or if you have video so that we can see from outside how it looks and that little space. When you say little, ilan? 10 square meters, 20 square meters?
60 on both floors. Yeah, two floors.
That's not tiny. Because, no, that's fine. Rachel Harrison, founder and owner of Zamba Wood, private event place, also in Poblacion. A mother, a wife, a social entrepreneur, a passionate advocate, and staunch champion for providing skills and employment. Importante yan for people with different abilities. Is it the differently able, that PWDs? Great. An architect by training. Galing. Zamba Wood. What is Zamba Wood? A boutique resort. Are you in Zambales or in Poblacion? And social enterprise with the social aim of supporting skills. Galing. To spread awareness for a cause, she opened Julian's Farm. Ang ganda naman. Okay, an agriculture tourism farm with a sunflower field. Kaya pala nakikita ko, kala ko, siya, croma. Croma ng sunflower field that you grow. And she opened Zamba Wood Cafe. Ang ganda puntahan, an outdoor garden terrace in the city. So you have your Zambales place and you have your Poblacion outdoor garden. Dapat talaga outdoor ngayon. I mean, we're such a tropical country. We keep on hiding indoors, right? Okay, next week, Zoom ko, sa labas ako, sa ilalim ng puno. Dapat nga ganun. It has become the heart of Poblacion, being the only social enterprise in the area employing deaf-mute baristas. Ay, nakakatuwa ka, may puso. Highly functioning people with autism. Great. Zamba Wood pivots now to become Zamba Wood private event space. Okay. A lover of art and culture and supporter of artists. Is Rachel on the line? Yes, I can see her. Hi.
Lahat? Oh, sorry. Yes. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat and naimbag nga bigat for all the Ilocanos who are viewing us.
Parang sinanay ko, naimbag nga bigat.
Naimbag nga bigat.
Naimbag nga bigat. Kahapon lang yung makamag-anak ni nanay, nagpadala sa akin ng duhat, ang sarap-sarap, at kamatsile na wala na sa Maynila. At saka yung mga kasimanwa sa Antique, nagpadala naman ng isang sako ng langkawas at isang sako ng kalabasa. Okay. Pero ang ganda ng sunflowers mo. Saan yan? Zambales?
Zambales po. Yeah, Julian's Farm. We have sunflowers field in Zambales. Yeah.
Wow, ilang hektarya o ilang square meters yan?
Ang farm po namin is 1 hectare. So within 1 hectare, we plant, nagtatanim kami ng pinakbet family at saka of course yung mga Ilocano vegetables which are all very high in antioxidant like ampalaya, saluyot, kamote. Yes.
Meron akong pinakbet vegetables dahil sabi ko nga, yung mga kamag-anak ni nanay sa Paway, kahapon lang nagpadala sa akin yung mga maliliit na ampalaya. Wala kami dito yung
yes.
At saka patani, at saka yung mga Alokong.
Yes, that's right.
Kwentuhan ng mga Ilocano. O sige, mayad nga aga, kaninyo nga tanan, sa akon mga kasimanwa, sa Antique, I'm sure nandyan. Okay. Ang ating mga DepEd supervisors, Miss Condes, gusto niya magtayo ng farm school sa North Antique, gagawa po tayo niyan. Okay. After, ate ka, yang bulaklak nakikita ko, picture yan, no? Hindi ka nandyan ngayon.
Hindi po. Yes,
okay.
I'm yes.
Anong klaseng lupa ang gusto ni Sunflower? Maski
Actually, ang gusto ni Sunflower is maski ang gusto lang niya maraming sun. Maraming sun.
Kaya nga
But
sunflower.
we are
actually common sense. Bakit nga sunflower hindi pwede sa loob ng bahay? Sige na.
Yeah.
Okay.
At saka yung talagang very sunny, hindi siya pwede under the tree.
Yes.
So kailangan siya talagang exposed to the environment.
Okay.
Yes, and our location is actually by the beach. So yung lupa namin, we had to recondition. We had to work hard to recondition the soil kasi hindi po talaga basta tumutubo yung mga plants doon kasi very acidic. So we've worked so hard to cultivate our soil for our sunflowers field.
We'll get back to you and we'll look at all your photos and explanation on what you do. Architect Jed Yabut, entrepreneur, and Ratan artist. Galing ha? Okay. We have Ratan in Antique architecture graduate ng aking alma mater, UP, and MBA graduate from Waseda University in Tokyo. Great. How do you do and use your architectural background? Project manager for buildings and luxury hotels in Singapore and Japan. Very good. But at the height of the pandemic, he returned to Manila, okay, and started a furniture business focusing on local Filipino materials. Titingnan natin, exciting. Meron ka bang online store? Patingin nga. Okay. Focusing on Filipino furniture design and to level it up on par or at par with those available in the world. Okay. We have architect Jed Yabut. You use rattan for furniture. Yes, Jed, you'll show us some artworks or photos of your works later. Hi, architect Jed. Are you also in Poblacion? Yes.
Hi, good morning, Deputy Speaker.
Yes, hi. Oo, nasa Poblacion ka rin.
No, I'm actually in my house in Quezon City right now.
Pero meron kang lugar sa Poblacion.
Yes, so we will be putting up our showroom. It's going to open actually this first week of May.
Ay, oo.
Yes, so
para virtually makita ko ha. Oo. Tapos
yes,
papakita mo sa amin yung mga trabaho mo, yung mga ginawa mo.
will do.
Made of rattan. Okay, we'll get back to you. And Chef Christine Zarandin, owner of, I'm sorry, I have to wear my glasses, huh? Okay. It's One to Sawa. It's One to Sawa, correct. Christine established this 8 years ago, or she worked in Las Vegas as a young chef. She was trained in culinary arts and dedicated her time to the culinary arts, and her deep interest really is in competitions, really local and international. And she lives in the Philippines now, no longer in Las Vegas, and continues to commit herself working in 5-star hotels until retired. Okay, too young to retire, and opened her own restaurant in Poblacion. How interesting. Are you there with us? Yes, Chef Christine.
Yes, I'm in Poblacion right now. I live here.
Ay, how nice. Nakikita ko yung likod mo. Ang ganda-ganda ng ginawa mong bookshelf na may mga maliliit na halaman. Siguro, anong halaman ang nabubuhay sa madilim?
Madami actually. Iba-iba. Yung favorite ko sa loob ng bahay is yung, snake plant yung tawag nila. Or Sansevieria. Kasi it filters the air. So ako ay asthma nga but
tama.
Ilinis na yung hangin, so madami akong Sansevieria all around the house.
Ako rin. I call it, kasi mahirap sa Sansevieria, hindi oxygen plant, ang tawag ko dyan. O, lagyan mo ako ng oxygen plant. Yan, may oxygen plant ako sa likod ko dito. Yan. At saka, hindi siya matakaw sa tubig at hindi humihingi ng araw.
Pagdiligan, pwede.
Yes, yes. So, you're there in Poblacion right now, right?
Yes po, yes.
Okay. And, okay, I got a message that Carol is here. Hi, Carol. You're not on Zoom? Are you just on Facebook? Okay, I'm online. Mahina daw internet niya. Oh, Jojo. Okay, I wanted her to say something today. But anyway, so thank you and welcome. Let's talk about Poblacion. Who is scheduled first? Okay, Samantha, tell us about Futurist. Thank you. We'll get back to you, Chef. And we're excited to see all the work that you guys do. Samantha, we start with you.
Okay, so I made a short presentation about us, a futurist. Hold on, let me share it. So Futurist is a creative space. So we do different events, different partnerships and collaborations. Pero we had our first...
Ay, ang cute niya. Ang ganda, oh. Is that gray space?
Yeah.
Ang cute
so,
niya.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then for us to talk about kung ano yung ginagawa namin sa Futurist is for us to go back to how we started. Back in 2008, we had our space called Today X Future in Cubao. We used to be in Cubao X and then moved 2 blocks down. And then sadly, we had to close down because of the pandemic. And then we decided to focus our energy sa the second branch, which is Futurist. We opened it back in 2018 lang. So medyo baby pa siya. Pero we carried over the same sensibility ng individuality and identity in terms of aesthetics, artistic collaborations. So madalas we collaborate with independent artists, independent designers. Even our space are almost all made up ng DIY furniture kasi yung partners and owners, co-founders ng place is they like making things out of things. Kumbaga, they refurbish, nagre-recycle kami palagi. So almost all the furniture in our space are repurposed. So during the pandemic, we had to adjust. Kasi dati we would have events na may mga DJs, ganyan, may musicians, but we decided to focus on our artistic collaborations with different artists. So when we reopened last year, we had a fashion pop-up ng 2 sustainable brands. And then we would have kitchen takeovers and mga art shows with different local artists, mga independent artists. And then in terms of activations during the pandemic, we decided to work more with, we continued to work with individuals and artists. And then our way of working kasi is we communicate and we engage with them. Kumbaga, it's a two-way relationship. Whenever we do things with artists and creatives, we ask them like what they want to do in this space or how we can help each other out, since it's a creatives helping creatives na sort of space. So one thing that I wanted to highlight that we do is yung Future Capsule. Para siyang fashion collab with independent small batch makers ng mga damit. So one brand is like yung Glorious Dia. So what Jody does is he redesigns and customizes mga barong. So parang nire-reintroduce niya yung mga classic na pieces before, and then it's all limited and sustainably made. And then yung EC, they also do sustainable clothing. So parang yun yung mga gusto naming nakakatrabaho essentially. Like, so you sana come when we reopen again, we have like all lined up events na ganun pa rin yung mga work, like may mga artists na independent, tapos local yung showcase ng mga damit and merchandise. So yun, that's basically it. So we're a very adaptive space. Kumbaga, we work with young, experienced, upcoming mga artists and creatives. So our doors are very open to different collaborations. Kahit like mga students or mga old-timers who want to have a platform or who want to have a space to showcase their works. Because it's really a community-run space. So yeah, that's our little space, our little slice of Poblacion, Senator.
It's cute, it's nice, it's a collaborative space from fashion to independent artists. Plants, I see a lot of plants, right? So paano kayo nag-adjust? Simon, lumipat kayo from Cubao sa Makati, sa poblasyon. Paano kayo nag-adjust sa isang taon at ilang buwan ng pandemya? Are you open now? How are the people adjusting using the health protocols, distancing, mask, at paano yung inyong mga artist exhibitions if it's an enclosed place? Oo.
What we did, Senator, is right now we can't open because it's really prohibited for our kind of business to be open, and we don't have kasi alfresco, so we really can't cater
Okay.
outdoor dining. So what we did was to pour our energy on the online. We have a website, yung futurist.ph, that we where we sell all the artworks, where we pre-sell mga food. So I'm just gonna show you, Senator, this.
Sure, you could do that. So nandyan yung space, maganda, and be ready to open when it's safer, pero it will not stop you from helping the artists that you already are helping and more. Oo. So you can actually show your space and then even exhibit the art inside if it fits, or just put it online.
Yeah, Senator. So ganun po yung nangyayari ngayon, that we showcase all the artworks online, and then kung may mga food na gusto niyo order, like everything's churned out through our website. So kahit paano, we're still able to help out the artists and be able to hopefully sell some of their works even if we're closed. So yeah.
Very good. Okay. For those artists na gusto ng platform para makabenta ng kanilang mga trabaho, mga bata, maski na hindi bata, pero they can contact you, right? And we will put all your contact. So in a way, you're an exhibition space, physical and virtual,
Yes.
right? Okay. Tapos yung pagkain naman ay linuluto pa rin dyan sa inyo, and they can order online from you, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Hindi
Yeah.
naman to puro plant-based. Hindi.
Hindi naman, pero we try to incorporate mga vegetarian options just because we need to do it. Parang it's already a priority for us to provide those options.
Okay.
We want to be conscious and mindful on what we serve and who we cater to.
Very good. How old are you?
I'm
If I may ask. Huh?
31.
Oh, okay. Very young. And you've always been an entrepreneur, an artist entrepreneur.
Not essentially. I started as a writer, and then I went to the X Future, the original branch, as a guest before, and then to know the creatives there, and then I just got involved na after, and then tuloy na.
It's interesting. There's not one day na pareho siya, di ba? Interesting, and to deal with artists, very good. And you don't limit yourself to the kind of art.
Exactly.
It could be anything.
Photography, installation, visual arts, different kinds. Kasi we want to be as open, as welcoming to different creatives, kumbaga. Yeah.
Would you say that it's a contemporary art space as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
You're familiar with our exhibition since 2015 sa Venice Biennale, di ba?
Yes.
I'm sure. Yeah, nung binalik ko yung Philippine Pavilion sa Venice Biennale, alam mo, maliit na space lang. Ngayon lang lumaki sa Arsenale. Yung naginip ako, at one day maybe I'll tell my story about it. Talagang wala tayong space. We were absent for 51 years since 1964. At yung unang space natin, isang kwarto lang maliit sa isang palazzo, sa hindi sa main exhibition space. So why am I telling you this? Huwag kayong mahihiya na, maliit lang. Hindi ako nahiya. Nung nagbumalik ang Pilipinas sa Venice Biennale, naglakad ako sa Venice, sumakay ako ng Vaporetto sa init at sa lahat. Walang pondo, pero naghanap ako hanggang sa tuktok ng isang maliit na palazzo, may kwarto doon. Nakipag-negotiate ako sa owner ng pinakamura. Doon muna, yun lang muna ang kaya. Hanggang now we're in the main space in Arsenale. So even when you go to Venice, of course, not now in the pandemic, but you're very young. I'm sure you'll have the chance to visit. You know, the smallest space, 60 square meters is big. Even, as I said, a 10 square meter space can be an art space. The late David Medalla went in the statue of Pigafetta, and that was a public space, and just did his string and dance. It was a performance art, right? So it could be anything. It could be anything. Okay. Yeah, so bakit mo tinawag na futurist?
Para siyang homage din kasi dun, Senator, sa una naming space, yung Future sa Cubao.
Okay.
And then parang na-coin lang ng mga regulars that they call themselves futurists.
Okay.
So parang dinedicate na lang namin yung second branch to them because without their support naman, we're not able to sustain what we do. So, yeah.
Thank you. We go now from a creative hub, we go to sunflowers. In Zambales and in Poblacion. Rachel, tell us more about it. Thank you
very
much. Thank you, Samantha, and hi, Rachel.
Yeah, thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I have prepared a short video for everyone to compress what I'm doing. So please roll, please. Zambowood Resort. We give fun and purpose to differently abled people by providing them with skills and employment opportunities. Over 1 million people in the Philippines are living with disabilities. There is a huge need to find ways to integrate and include them into society. My name is Rachel Harrison. I am the mother of Julian. My son is living with autism. With training, we unlocked so many possibilities. He is now an artist, a farmer, an aspiring chef, and he is working productively. Our vision is to train people like Julian learn employable skills. Through our businesses, our platform is able to spread awareness that PWD are able to live productive lives if we give them the opportunity to learn skills. Our focus are in fun and productive activities that nurtures the soul. In the midst of nature, the sea, sand, forest, rivers, and mountains, the natural environment is therapeutic for the mind, body, and spirit. Our unique location is a sanctuary for marine and bird life. Zambales is gifted with natural resources. Sadly, protected areas like shorelines and forests are being exploited. Our mission is to preserve, protect, care, nurture, fight for biodiversity, and protect the environment for the future generation. Our goal is to integrate the PWD into the local community to be accepted. We are one in this universe. We are all connected in this journey called life. Our dream is to create a park, preserve the shoreline and the forest, and employ PWD to be productive and valued. This is how we show love and concern for our one world. This is how we help people have a life with fun and purpose.
Beautiful. Continue. Wow.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So we started with, let me just tell you about Zambowood Private Event Space. Nagpunta po kami sa Poblacion, and we chose Poblacion because it's a very hip community. It's a very inspiring community with a lot of artists and a lot of people who are passionate about helping. So we specifically chose Poblacion because we just feel like what we are doing is so akmang-akma yung ginagawa namin as a business to the atmosphere in Poblacion. The Zambowood Private Event Space actually started with Julian Coffee Spot. And as I've said, we were the first social enterprise in Poblacion kasi po kami lang yung nag-i-employ ng mga kakaibang tao sa Poblacion. Because of this, we became a tourist destination, I would say, because we are part of the walking tour of Poblacion. Especially when tourists, they go to an area where our place was, the Julian Coffee Spot was very small. It's very eclectic. But at the same time, people are very encouraged to see that yung mga PWD pala, pag tinuruan mo, pwede ring magtrabaho. So we started with Julian Coffee Spot, and then during the pandemic, unfortunately, we closed. But you know, when you have the passion to do what is right and what is good, you carry on. What was so encouraging about Julian Coffee Spot is we attracted the right people to go into our cafe. So when you go there, all of a sudden, parang you become friends. Nako-connect kayo sa mga taong naniniwala sa mga ginagawa namin. From Julian Coffee Spot, we progressed to Zambawood Private Event Space. Ang private event space na to is how we pivoted with the pandemic. Kasi ayaw na ng mga tao na makihalubilo sa maraming tao. Pero pag mag-provide kami ng isang lugar lang para sa kanilang, para sa pamilya nila, para sa companies, para sa small space, para sa small events, for their birthdays, for weddings, or whatsoever, then naging relevant kami sa panahong ito. So, yan po ang Zambawood Private Event Space. At yan yung aming lugar, which is surrounded by, again, very rustic, very eclectic. This is a bit of Zambawood in the city. Zambawood is in nature. A lot of the things that we put in there are recycled, are eclectic, usually from artists. And ma-mention ko lang na because Julian, my son, who has autism, is now an artist. On the side lang po, he actually exhibited in New York pala, representative for Autism Awareness Month in April in New York. So he was one of the artists who exhibited there. So yung mga paintings na nandun sa Zambawood Private Events Place is usually of Julian. So when I go back to Zambawood, ang pinanggalingan po nito is sa Zambales. And I just want to mention that Zambawood is Zambawood because we have the forest, we have the sea, and there are a lot of people, usually mga photographers, who go there to shoot. So that's the reason why we became a pre-engagement shoot location for those people wanting to get married. And of course, we also cater to a lot of outdoor weddings. Hindi pa po uso ang outdoor, nag-outdoor weddings na kami in Zambawood because we always say that God is the witness for your marriage or your vows. So in Zambawood also is where the farm is. Julian's farm is within Zambawood, and that's where the Sunflowers farm is. So we collaborate also with companies kasi we take care of the environment. We plant trees, as I've said earlier. We recondition the soil so that it becomes a showcase for a lot of wonderful plants and trees. And I'm also an advocate of bamboo. So itong mga tao po na ito is nagpupunta sa Julian's farm para magtanim ng bamboo. And if you can see some of those bamboo seedling, one of the pictures is actually malalaki na yung mga trees natin, yung mga bamboo trees natin. So we care for the environment by planting, and we care for health because we also plant a lot of healthy, because we advocate also plant-based nutrition. And Julian's diet is like that. He can't take a lot of food which are rich in oil or sugar and a lot of bread. Kaya bata pa po si Julian, meron na siyang special diet. So we have adopted it. So that's what we do with our farm, is we try to feed our guests also with healthy food. We care for the environment also by cleaning the beach. We collaborate with mga kabataan and again with other companies, and they go there and we create activities for them like planting and also beach cleanup. The Zambawood fish that you see here, believe it or not, is from the waste from the sea. Mga tsinelas po yan, mga tsinelas na pinulot, tinuhog-tuhog namin ng mga alambre at ginawa naming sculpture made of fish. So, and you can see in the river, that's also part of what we have. So, but unfortunately, maganda po yung aming nature, but at the same time, there are also people who would rather not take care of the shore. So nung nakalipas po, a few years ago, we had dredging. Pero buti na lang po, hindi na sila masyadong nagdi-dredge. Ngayon, ang nangyayari naman, and there are land scammers around by the shoreline because they're targeting the shorelines because of its beauty. Sinisira nila yung aming forest, and until now, they are there and we are trying to fight them because instead of them...
Sino mga naninirang yan? Foreigners o mga Pilipino? At sino sila?
Mga Pilipino, Deputy Speaker, mga Pilipino, and they are professional land scammers. And they actually destroyed the forest. Kaya meron po actually silang mga kaso from NBI for destroying the forest, but I don't know because siguro of the pandemic, it's not easy for people to drive them away. But unfortunately, yung mga nakikita nyong mga bahay diyan, sinamantala yung pandemya kasi nag-build ng kanilang little village. So yun po yung mga challenges namin ngayon.
Bibigyan nyo sa amin po yung sino yung mga naninira ng kalikasan dyan. At
yes po.
Calling on DNR Region 3, next time what I will do for the Stories for a Better Normal, kasi partner natin ang Climate Change Commission, kailangan ang DNR, partner din natin, actually partner natin, and the regional director of regions affected by the topics or those concerned should be online para yung mga issues na pwedeng i-raise ng guest ay masagot nila kaagad. Yeah, it's
yes po.
Okay.
Yes, but Deputy Speaker, the reason why we are so concerned about the environment is the environment is the one giving sustainability and livelihood to our people. Pag sinira po nila ito, paano po yung ating mga resorts? And more importantly, Zambales is a surf spot in the Philippines. Pang-5 po kami sa mga surf spots. Pag sinira po natin ang kalikasan, paano po mabubuhay ang mga tao natin at ang mga fishermen? So talaga pong maraming salamat, Deputy Speaker, because we really need people like you who believe with us to take care of the environment. Yun po ang kwento namin at the moment. And yes.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Number one, just like our other guests here who care about the environment, I can see also how you were inspired by your son, Julian. I mean, it's so touching that he is your world and you made the world a better place to live in by caring for nature because of your son's inspiration, di ba? And yes, this is also for all mothers out there na meron children with special needs, whether it's autism or other forms of, I don't call it disability because it's a different ability.
They right.
have abilities na wala tayo. So siguro wag tawagin persons with disability kasi pag sabi mong disability, negative na kaagad, parang na-disable.
That's correct.
Na-disable, they were enabled.
That's correct. Tama po yun. Actually, we call them people with different abilities.
Actually,
but
yes. Correct. Yeah.
Correct po. But for everybody's kasi po yun po yung nakaugalian nating itawag sila. But
sure.
For our community, we call them people with different ability. Iba lang yung mga abilidad nila, pero magagaling din.
Sige.
Napakagagaling din.
You straddle between Zambales and Poblacion.
Yes po. Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Then yung sa Poblacion, dun nyo dinadala yung mga napakagagandang sunflowers. Nagbebenta ka ba ng sunflowers mo?
Yes, Deputy Speaker. Okay, because of the pandemic, Zambales, unfortunately, is not open yet for 13 months, for over 1 year. So lagi po kaming umaasa na magbubukas kami, so magtatanim kami ng sunflower. Just to find out, hindi kami magbubukas. So dadalhin na naman namin yung mga bulaklak namin.
Pwede ka magbenta ng cuttings at saka ng halaman.
Yes po. Yes, nakapaso. Yes po, nakapaso. But
okay.
And it's so really inspiring. And you know what is so beautiful about bringing sunflowers to the city during the pandemic? Nagbigay ng kaligayahan sa maraming tao sa buhay nila, sa kanilang bahay.
Sunflower, will it grow in polluted Metro Manila?
Pag nasapat po, yes, it will. Because usually, basta healthy yung ating soil at maraming sun sa balkon, yes, mag-grow po sila.
Mag-order ako ng sunflower sa'yo. Ako na ang magpapaso dahil gumagawa ako ng paso. Hindi ako. Yung aking farmhand ay gumagawa ng paso. So, yung paso namin at saka yung sunflower mo, lalagay ko sa aking bubong, baka sakaling mabuhay. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And all your art cards, can you lend it to us, and your video, as well as our other guests? We will all put it on our Facebook page so that our DepEd teachers, supervisors who are watching us now, iba nagkaklase, they can go back to us, to the show. It's so interesting. I wish I could visit all of you. Nako. Anyway, from a creative hub to an environmental space, now we go to an architect by training. Ayan. So, architect, thank you so much, Rachel, and I hope you can stay on. Architect,
yes, I will.
Okay, so show us your space, not in Quezon City where you are. Pakita mo ang iyong poblasyon at mga produkto mo o disenyo mo gawa sa rattan at ibang mga bagay. Architect Ched Yabut.
Hi. Thank you for inviting me, Deputy Speaker Lauren. So I'll just quickly share yung aking screen. Can I do that now or kayo ba?
Either you or Climate Change Committee.
Hello. Okay. So I can share now. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. So I'm actually Jed Yabut. I am the CEO and founder of the Jed Yabut Furniture and Design. It's a furniture company. Basically, mostly mga rattan ang materials namin and yung mga organic products like wood. And we have some other elements like yung mga metal and yung mga cushions, obviously, because it's furniture. Furniture. Basically, yung pinaka-philosophy ng aming company, it's a mixture between the heritage of rattan furniture, which blossomed back in the 1980s. So nandoon yung characteristics ng old Pinoy feel of rattan and mixed with the contemporary silhouettes and contemporary designs. Our furniture are actually, pieces of furniture are very multi-purpose, compact and practical. So they're okay for grand homes or yung mga compact small spaces, living spaces sa mga condos. And we're very 100% Pinoy because we're all designed by myself. We work with local artisans, and everything that is used as a material ng aming products are all sourced locally. So dito rin pumapasok yung green and sustainability component ng aming company because we basically employ local artisans that are very highly skilled on rattan furniture making. And we push them to be more innovative and yung mas magiging challenging, mas ma-challenge sila sa paggawa ng something more fresh and invigorating designs rather than yung mga yung mga designs na meron na tayo in the past few decades and years. Obviously, we are very unique and characterful, which you will see later on dito sa aming mga designs. So back in March 2020, I was supposed to snatch a job sa Singapore. I used to live in Singapore for 8.5 years as an architect. And then I was working on high-rise projects. I didn't do residentials. So basically, mga multi-million-dollar projects and hotels and condos ang project ko. When I moved to Tokyo, I lived there for 3.5 years. I learned Japanese as the language, and then I took MBA as well. And then I also worked in the largest architectural firms in Japan, Nikken Sekkei. And after that, I moved back to Singapore, hoping to snatch a job with another Japanese company based in Singapore. But because of the pandemic, bumalik ako ng bansa. They have to freeze their hiring that time. So I started thinking about what I want to do. So sabi ko, palagi ko hindi na ako magiging architect. Ayoko na magtrabaho. I don't want to be a salaryman any longer. So I wanted to do a business on my own, which is this. So I started sketching in July ng mga furniture because I thought mas madaling mag-umpisa kapag sarili ka lang mag-sketch. And then back in mga September na, nag-start na kami mag-production doon sa aming sa workshop which I collaborated with in many different parts of the Philippines. And then in December 2020, nag-start na akong mag-photograph, which you will probably see din sa catalog namin and sa mga YouTube videos. Mamaya, I'll tell you the links for that. But before the end of the year of December 2020, we issued the catalog ng Jed Yabut Furniture and Design Collection with a 22-piece furniture. So these are the examples of the furniture that we have. So for example, ito yung sa lamp namin. Everything is named in Filipino, by the way, and they're all inspired by Filipino objects and flora and fauna and festivities. So on the left, we call that the cometa, the desk lamp. Below there is a pair of table. We call that bunot because it's shaped like the cleaning tool, the traditional cleaning tool ng Pilipinas. And then on the right, this is one of our bestseller at the moment. We call that alon because yung shape ng armrest niya, it's shaped like a wave, a big wave. So these are some of the photos that we have doon sa online catalog namin. We have this on the lower left, yung balustrada because yung shape niya para siyang shape ng mga architectural elements sa mga ventanilla, sa mga hagdan ng mga ancestral houses natin na balustrada. And then we have the bookshelf called Kagubatan because yung mga spokes niya, yung spokes ng bookshelf na ito, looks like layers of trees in the rainforest of the Philippines. So I also wanted to celebrate yung mga flora and fauna and geographies ng Philippines. On the right, we have the Anahaw chair, one of our bestsellers as well. And then yung Pugad, our floor lamp. So yeah, this is the Kagubatan on the left, and in the middle is a bar stool called Talon. I wanted the shape is like a waterfall falling through the edges ng the rocks. And then on the right, also another bestseller we have. It's called Kapa. It's like the what we call it, yung kapa, basically, ng mga superheroes natin. And then, this is our study table. It's called banderitas because yung pattern niya sa gilid, it's like the fiesta banderitas. It's shaped like that. And then the coffee table down there, it's called the tinikling because it's like parang siyang patterns of two poles on top of each other. And then the shelf that you see there with the alcohol, it's called haula. It's a shelf. But it could be for your photos, for your art pieces, but also could be your bar as well. And then one of our bestseller, the mirror, it's called Cueva because it's shaped like, the yung echoes ng mga voices when you go into a cave. This is another interesting piece. We call that abanico because it's shaped like a fan. And then on the right is what we call the ulap. It's shelves with the mirror on the wall. So we have some commission pieces at the moment. I'm very, very glad that our business really took shape. And we have some clients who asked us to create some pieces for them, for their houses. But I told them, I wish na wag muna tayong mag-deviate from the current collection. So I'll design something based on the designs of the current collection. Like for this one, it's a dining table. This is based on the design of the balustrada. This is a beautiful, beautiful dining table that we have. On the right is actually this is part of the original collection. This is called tambol. It's a bed end or a bench, and you can actually take out all the items, all the cushions on top, and then pwede kang umupo. You could use the bottom as the storage. And then on the top left is called the bunot, like I mentioned. And then we use kamagong, acacia, jamelina, different types of wood on the tabletops as well. So it makes it more characterful and playful. And then on the lower left, it's also a commission piece. It's based on the tinikling design earlier. This is a 12-seater dining table. I really, really love this piece. So there, some of them are just deviation. On the right are just deviations of the current collection. So that's it. Basically, ano ba yung kinalaman ko sa Poblacion? We're putting up our showroom in Poblacion, Makati, and we're opening this coming May, first week of May. We chose Poblacion particularly because it's a beautiful space for budding artists and entrepreneur. And I think, you know, the spirit of entrepreneurship within that space, it's very, very inviting and very viral. You know, parang lahat kayo, you share the same spirit and vigor, and I wish to share that as well. So in this showroom as well, we have a balcony, and at yung balcony namin, meron ding magkakaroon kami ng cafe doon. We are partnering up with another pandemic baby similar to ours, who created his cafe during the pandemic as well, and it's called Papa Cafe. So I think they have a followers right now, and we are inviting you all to come into our space. We have an alfresco at the balcony, a big balcony on the second floor, and it's a good view of Poblacion and Bel Air area. And yeah, it would be very, very beautiful to see the pieces and then enjoy a cup of coffee and tea afterwards.
Nakakatuwa na itong negosyo mo, micro-enterprise, ay nagbunga sa panahon ng pandemic, at ikaw rin ay sasama sa isang lugar dito sa Metro Manila na buhay ang sining kultura, heritage, micro-enterprise. Ang tanong ko, yung mga ginagamit mong materyales gaya ng rattan, nakakatulong ka rin sa mga farmers, di ba? Sa mga probinsya.
Yes.
Sa amin sa rattan, baka pwede kitang i-link din sa Antique ng mga indigenous people ay nagpuputol ng rattan at gumagawa ng mga rattan products as well. Maybe you can help style and do collaboration. Pero back to Poblacion, ayan, may kilala ka ng Zamba Wood, may kilala ka ng chef na pagkatapos mo magsasalita, at meron ng creative space. Perhaps, did you know each other before the virtual meeting today?
Nope.
So I'm happy to bring all of you together because you are talented kayo sa iba-ibang bagay, di ba? Pero lahat tayo, singit ako tayo, creative. Lahat tayo nagmamahal sa kalikasan, lahat tayo nagmamahal sa kapaligiran, lahat tayo nagmamahal sa micro-enterprise, mabuhay ang ekonomiya para mabigyan ng trabaho ang tao. Kaya nakakatuwa, and we look forward to your open space na balkonahe na meron mga wood products, hindi yung hardwood hindi pinuputol ang mga forest This is rattan, at ito ay ethically sourced Okay, we pay, you pay our indigenous people or those in the provinces well. So importante, tayo ay akma ang ating pamumuhay. So natutuwa ako, ang ganda ng divider mong yan. Pero sana wag mahal masyado Okay, I will follow you and I'm going to look at your products some more. In the meantime, we will listen to Christine, Chef Christine, yan. And all of you work in Poblacion, have your businesses, whether it's a creative space or it's an adjunct of a resort or it's a balcony which will showcase your products. But Chef Christine lives in Poblacion. Nandyan ka ngayon, di ba, Chef? Yes.
Yes, Deputy Speaker.
Okay, nandyan ka ngayon at nandyan yan yung is it a restaurant, right?
It's a restaurant.
Okay, show us. I'm excited to see all of your slides and photos na parang nandyan na rin ako. Akala ko kanina yung one to sawa, parang Japanese, pero ibig mo sabihin one to sawa, ibig sabihin anli. Ganun bang ibig sabihin mo?
Anli, yes.
Ayun, kala ko Japanese word na one to sawa. So, ano kaya?
Yung mga foreigners, Japanese word siya. Hindi nila alam na Filipino word till na-explain na namin kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng one to sawa.
Kasi oysters.
Font medyo Japanese yung style. And
yes.
I guess the reason for that kasi yung pantry namin madaming Japanese items, pero yung oysters, it's really very local, or seafood is all local.
Saan galing yung oysters mo?
Yung oysters namin galing sa Aklan. This is grown there, tapos everyday namin yan pinapadala. So every day, every night, nag-order ako para fresh na fresh yung dating dito sa Poblacion.
Ang Aklan, do you know that Aklan is right beside my province of Antique? So aalamin ko kung meron kaming oysters. Okay, kasi My hometown of Pandan is just 30 minutes away from Aklan. Katabi.
Then,
Yes.
but check lang yung difference sa size tsaka sa taste depending on kung sa anong tubig sila nag-grow.
Yes.
So, ang pinaka-famous actually sa Panay Island, no? Mayong agagali. Kaya I'm also from Iloilo and Negros.
Very good. We're from the same island. Okay, so you know our region very well. Okay, I listen to you now. I'm excited to see your oyster bar. Ayun.
Yes, yung slides actually na to, Deputy Speaker, we're gonna talk about yung poblasyon first and the pandemic and paano kami nakasurvive or how we started. So, ito yung One to Sawa, I call it na One to Sawa 1.0. And then on the next slide, we'll show you kung, on the next slide. So, ito yung dating space namin. Dito kami nag-start sa called Tambay Alley. So, ganyan lang siya kaliit, very small. So, you can imagine kung gaano ka-cramp. And dahil sa Talaba, pumipila yung mga tao. Bagong bukas pa lang kami, parang, actually, yung some of my partners were saying na, oysters, parang ang konti lang ng kumakain ng Talaba. But I really believed in this local product for the longest time that I've been a chef dito sa Maynila, no? Na people will love it. So yun yung ginawa ko when I was given the opportunity to open this small space. So this seats about 20 people lang. So siksikan yung mga tao dyan every night, even on a Sunday, even on a Monday or a Tuesday. So nakita namin na yan yung market. Tapos nag-pandemic. So naisip ko na parang, oh no, hindi mag-work to. We're parang, in other words, we're dead. Diba? Paano natin gagawin yan? Luckily, mag-open na kami ng pangalawa. So this is One to Sawa 3.0 kasi meron ng 2.0 but hindi nakasama yan sa slide. So sa 3.0 may bago kaming location na mas malaki siya, mas maraming, obviously mas hindi na kailangan magsiksikan. So pero nung nag-pandemic ito, that's why we call it One to Take Out. From One to Sawa, One to Take Out, One to Order. So yun na yung naging menu namin. And then, or yun na yung naging sistema namin. Nag-open kami April 2020, parang nagbakasyon lang kami ng isang buwan. And then, pagbalik namin, kasi ang dami pa rin tumatawag, nagtatanong, nahirapan kami mag-fly in ng Talaba from Aklan, kasi walang agriculture, none of that. Pero dahil sa dami ng tawag, talagang pinursige namin na paano natin ibibigay doon sa mga patrons natin itong oysters that they're still looking for and the other hot food items on the menu. So, luckily, nung April, actually May 1st na nag-start na kami, we were able to, through just networking talaga, we even flew it in kahit palugin na para lang wag mawala yung pangalan ni One to Sawa sa in their minds, in other words, just so we can, stay in as a top of mind oyster place and mabigay namin kung ano gusto nila. We really pushed for it to come in Metro Manila. By sea, by air cargo, kahit mahal, okay na, di ba? Just bring it in. So, napasok namin. Tapos yung, syempre, ang importante din sa lahat, at least employed ulit yung mga tao, may trabaho. Lumipat kami sa bagong location. So, ito na yung bagong location namin after that. I had to make an executive decision na give up namin yung maliit na space. Pero sobrang close to my heart yun sentimental value kasi first restaurant ko talaga yun as a chef. Pero I had to decide and we moved here. So now, kailangan namin lahat ng IATF protocol, social distancing. Hanggang ngayon, kami pa rin gumagawa ng packaging namin. Bumibili kami ng corrugated cardboards to increase rin yung ginagawa ng staff kasi may curfew, walang curfew, may dine-in, so wala na namang gagawin. So kung kami na lang gagawa ng packaging, at least may trabaho pa rin yung mga tao. Again, ito, so social distancing, yan yung mga we have to deal with social distancing, curfews, liquor ban here in Makati. We had to deal with all these laws. And si poblasyon nga, I'd like to say na dito sa poblasyon, parang hasang-hasa kami sa lahat ng mga IATF protocol. Kasi araw-araw or gabi-gabi, nandyan yung police sa labas, nandyan yung tanod, nakabantay talaga. Parang, so kami rin, di ba, contact tracing, everything we do by the book. Walang hindi pwede. Pati yung mga sinasabi na kung ano yung bagong laws or bagong curfew, pinopost namin sa walls para kahit mga foreigners, alam nila and hindi namin kailangan masyado mag-explain kung bakit kayo kailangan maghintay sa labas, bakit kailangan 2 drinks lang per customer, bakit kailangan ninyo ng mas madaming pagkain sa table, hindi to inuman, hindi kami bar, restaurant kami. So yun yung mga challenges sa amin sa pandemic. Pero we're still, kami as One to Sawa, we're still very blessed kasi kahit na ganyan with all the IATF protocols, nakapila pa rin yung mga tao para kumain itong local oysters na to. So non-stop kami nagpapadala nitong local oysters, or at least we call them Philippine oysters. This photo, si Colin, yung naka-black shirt in the center, this is our main supplier for oysters, Crystal Bay. Special mention to Crystal Bay kasi yung partnership namin sa kanila, which goes ways back, nasa Manila Hotel pa ako, Shangri-La, Raffles Fairmont Hotel, sila na talaga yung go-to oyster ko for whatever VIP, degustation menu. Sino mang CEO yan, ng Globe, Ayala, whatever. Ito yung hinahanda kong oysters para sa kanila. Kasi masarap, malaki, you wouldn't think na these are local oysters, even if you ask marine biologists from Australia or from Canada. Again, ito rin yung oyster farm. This is how we see the oysters, yung naka-stake na mga oysters, yun yung binabaon sa tubig. Yung sustainable farming na ginagawa ng Crystal Bay, our main supplier, is very different actually from the natural or the traditional way of growing oysters here in the country. Usually kasi yung mga bamboo, if we go back to the slide before this one, yung bamboo na makikita ninyo, nakabuon yan sa ground. It harms the corals, nasisira yung coral. So, one more before this, or from the photo on the very right, makikita ninyo yung mga drums. So, ang ginagawa ng Crystal Bay Farm is pino-float nila yung mga bamboo. Yun yung photo on the left, or here you can see it on the far right. Pino-float yung bamboo para it's not touching the bottom of the ocean. That way, hindi na-harm yung corals. Why don't we want to harm the corals? Of course, the fish feed from the corals, and at the same time, yung nutrients na kinakain ng oysters, doon din ang gagaling from the coral, from the fish. So they've actually changed or balanced the entire ecosystem because of the oyster farm. As we all know, yung oysters, filter feeder yan eh. So, filter nila yung tubig, dumadaan sa katawan nila or sa muscle nila yung tubig para kumain sila. So, yung impression natin, yung kinakain nila, malinis ba yung tubig or hindi? Ano ba yung lasa ng kinakain nila? Kasi yun din yung kakainin natin pag kumain tayo ng raw oyster. Bacteria that goes through or virus that goes through is very dangerous if you eat the raw oysters. So, what we do is we make sure na malinis yung tubig, yung coastal waters na kung saan nag-grow itong mga oysters na to, dati used to be not so clean, but through the years, we've managed to clean them by balancing the ecosystem from the corals to the fish to the oyster farms. So ngayon, kaya masarap yung oysters, and pagdating rin yan sa Manila, meron pa kaming ginagawang proseso, walang kasamang chemical, malinis na proseso na paglinis ng talaba. So literally from farm to table yung ginagawa ni One to Sawa. Kaya everyday rin ang delivery niyan. It goes to the aquarium for a few hours. It's cleaned. Yung sinasabi, pinapadura.
Parang plate. Available ba sa tanghalian ng iyong oysters?
Open po kami by lunchtime.
By lunchtime. Okay.
Pandemic, dinner time lang. Kasi yung supply namin is hindi pa ganun kadami eh. Kasi yung farms nga niyan, hindi namin nakalain na ganyan pala, pipila pala yung mga tao. At the same time, nagsusupply din sa mga 5-star hotels yan eh, as I mentioned. Pero dahil nga ang laki na ng demand now, dati, before the pandemic, dinner lang kasi hindi naman kaya ng lunch and dinner. So ngayon, lunch and dinner lang kami kasi kaya na.
Okay, how is it like living in Poblacion? Nandyan ang iyong oyster bar, nandyan din ang iyong bahay, tahanan, that's your workplace.
Yes.
At paano natin mapapabuhay ang mga restaurant, ang mga art spaces, ang mga tourist destinations sa isang maliit pero mayabong and very lively, culturally lively Poblacion? As a Poblacion resident.
I think one, ang sinasabi ko palagi, one is you have to believe in your craft. Diba? You have to be confident kung ano yung what you lay out there. So like what we have here in this forum right now, everyone's very confident with what they're doing and they know and they can speak of what they're doing from the heart. So kung may ganun ka and you're really not about the money or the business, na I think you'll really survive kasi yun ang pinupuntahan ng mga tao dito sa Poblacion, yung ganung klaseng environment na nakikita nila tong mga artists na to, itong mga, kasi ako bago lang rin naman ako na entrepreneur. Like I said, I've been a chef in the industry for the longest time. So nung ginawa ko to, yung first na tanong talaga sa akin is, bakit pala ba? Bakit ang konti lang naman ang kumakain? So, hindi, masarap talaga to. Tapos local to, talagang favorite ko to. Ito talaga yung gusto kong i-presenta. Maliit lang yung space na binigay sa akin. So if there's one thing that I want to show people, or actually yung goal ni Want to Sawa is to show the world, to show the world na this oyster is world class, and
okay, I have to try it soon.
Yes, so I've done that with the chefs that I work with sa hotels. And
which hotel did you work with before?
I was when I resigned, I was with Etcha Shangri-La. Before that, I was with Raffles Fairmont and Manila Hotel.
Okay,
and
wow.
After that, I was in the US. So when
on your own, great, congratulations, good.
But yes, we'll send you oyster so you can talk.
I will buy. Do not send me for free. I will buy. Meron ba kayong community pantry sa Poblacion anywhere nearby na let's say yung ilang gulay na tinatanim sa Zambawood, Zambales, o kung meron kang pagkain. I mean, meron ba kayong community pantry also there to help people in the area?
Yes, si church namin, it's a 400-year-old church, no, here in Poblacion. Di ba pag sinabi Poblacion, yan yung pinaka-first township ng city. So sa Makati, yan yung pinaka-lumang simbahan, or I would like to think one of the oldest here in Metro Manila. St. Peter and Paul Parish, Makati. Sila yung nandun yung community pantry ng Poblacion.
Very good. Okay. Well, it's been 1 hour and 25 minutes. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your delicious oysters, and more than that, your soul and your spirit and your creativity. Salamat, Chef Christine, Architect Jed. Salamat din, Samantha and Rachel. Gusto ko mag-order ng sunflowers sa aking bubong. Tiyatin, siguradong mabubuhay naman siguro pag may araw. At titikman ko yung oysters at maganda yung mga produkto ni Jen, at gusto ko siya i-link sa aming mga iraynon at mga ati ng Antique na siyang gumagawa ng aming rattan crafts. And Samantha, of course, artists from all over the Philippines can contact you so that they have not just a physical but a virtual space. Salamat sa inyong lahat, sa inyong pagbibigay ng panahon, but more than that, sa inyong pag-survive ng pandemic in a passionate, creative, skillful way na nagbibigay kayo ng pag-asa sa mga kabataan, sa mga hindi masyadong kabataan, pero nagbibigay ng inspirasyon na maaring mabuhay sa panahon ng pandemya, figuratively and literally, at nagbibigay ng panibagong buhay sa mga negosyo. So let's patronize the products, the services of those we see here today online. Thank you din sa lahat ng mga nasa Facebook. Iilan lang ang kaya kong basahin, hindi kaya lahat syempre, pero nakikinig at nanunood ang mga viewers from Antique, from Manila, Cavite, La Union, Taguig, Pangasinan, Negros Occidental. Siguro dahil taga doon si Christine. General Santos, Ilocos Sur, Macken, good morning from Mandaluyong. Hey, Carol, yes, you're good. Okay. She misses daw Pep Talk replace. Pep Talk, hindi alam ng mga bata. Yan, that was my show in 1986 to 1990. People, events, and places. But it's on YouTube. Kung gusto niyong panuorin, ganyan. Ang ganda. Flor Lopez de Leon, good morning po. Lovenia Tamba Boyko from Kulasi Central School, Antique. Okay. Esperanza Destura, good morning po. Rosalie Ilano Alcazar, Market Vendor Association, from Luksuhin. Nice topic po. Very good. Next time we'll have our market vendors. Maganda riyan. Ruben Lasso Engracia, good morning. Nature lover din daw siya. DepEd, ang dami. Yolanda Nebres Aglutay ng Sambot, La Union, Karkamay, ES Baknotan. Kamusta po kayo? Azel Bueno, good morning. Jamia Tranate, Arman Narciso, Adolf Villaray, Jane Martha Altea from Taguig, Sheila Mabait, very good. Pamela Herrero, Joanne Angangan from Bolinao, Pangasinan, Merlita Tagakay from Sipalay City, Kanturay Elementary School. Kamusta kayo? Minerva Season, Famorca from Ilocos Sur, Mangantayon. Okay, Padya Adatan from Jensan, all the way from Jensan. Nanonood sila. Isabel Padilla from Tubao, La Union. I helped the Mariano Marcos School in Baknotan, La Union sa kanilang weaving center noon. Flory Jose, hope you can also help us in our school. Yes, saan kaya ito? Okay, make sure I'll help you. Sa Gulayan sa Paaralan, yes, we will do something and feature Gulayan sa Paaralan. We need seeds. Alam nyo, it was International Seed Day noong April 26. I hope all our viewers will save seeds. Lahat ng butong kinakain nyo, avocado man, o siniguelas, o mangga, maski ano, isave natin ang mga seeds. Litlit, Luvido, Macarin, Valencia, Jesus Jr., kailan po ilalabas ang guidelines para sa criteria ng promotion ng mga guro? Okay, I'll check this. Matagal na rin po sa DepEd. Okay, let's see. Okay. Good morning, watching from Baknotan again, and Melson from Matnog, and Malate Milo from Dagami, Kanlinga, Dagami South District. Many more. I'm sorry, I'm not able to read all of it. But salamat, duro gid nga salamat sa akon mga kasimanwa nakikinig from Antique. Thank you, whole Philippines. Thank you to our poblacion, entrepreneurs, residents. You provide business, you provide employment, you provide jobs, you provide hope and inspiration. At the proper time, hindi lang virtual, ay kakain ako sa inyo, makikikape-kape, or makikiosyoso, or bibili. But thank you so much for your positive energy and your inspiration. This is the Stories for a Better Normal. Baka hindi nyo alam, ito'y batas, hindi pa batas, ito'y bill na napasa on third reading nung panahon ng pandemic, nung May. Sabi ko, kailangan malaman ng mga tao ano ba yung better normal, kasi palaging sinasabi, balik sa dati. Hindi. Sabi ko, dapat new norm. Pero pinalitan ko, ayoko new norm. Gusto ko better normal. Ayan. Kaya ang ating better normal ay makakalikasan. Makatulong sa mga micro-enterprises. Makatao. Ethical, sustainable. Yan ang ating better normal. Okay? At disiplinang Pilipino. Kaya natin yan. Sige. Thank you so much. Good morning. God bless. Be safe. We'll put all your contacts on the art cards, and please post it on your Facebook pages so people buy your rattan, so people eat your oysters, so people visit your Zamba cafe, and so that the artists can have a space. Okay, all of you. Thank you, Climate Change Commission, Climate Reality Philippines, DepEd, our partner. We are giving away DA starter kits para mag-urban gardening, magtanim maski walang lugar, ay pwedeng magtanim maski sa balkonahe, maski nasa tabi ng bakuran. Maraming salamat. Good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
1998, tandang-tanda ko pa, nang magsimula ang aking political career, nahalal bilang freshman senator sa 11th Congress, rank number 1. Napasa akin ko ang mahigit sa kalahati ng total na national votes. Pinakabatang senator at isa sa 2 natatanging female senators nung panahon na yon. Ngunit ito'y hindi isang posisyon na inihain at ibinigay na lamang sa akin. Pinagpawisan at pinagpaguran ko ang karangalang ito. Mahabang sakripisyo at matagal kong pinaghandaan ang gawaing alam kong para sa akin. Simula pa man ay nais ko nang maglingkod. Taos-puso kong hangad maging isang public servant, ang makamit at makapagdulot ng tunay at makabuluhang gawain. At noon pa man ay may mga usapin at issues na matimbang sa aking puso. Ako'y naglingkod bilang chairperson para sa mga komite ng Environment at Economic Affairs. Bago pa man ako umabot sa edad na 40, ako'y hinirang bilang isa sa mga global leaders for tomorrow sa World Economic Forum sa Davos, Switzerland. Iginawa din sa akin ang United Nations Environment Program Award sa Turin, Italy noong 2001. Lahat ng ito habang ako'y patuloy na nagsusulong ng mga batas na layuning mangalaga sa karapatang pambabae at pangkabataan tulad ng Anti-Domestic Violence Act, Anti-Child Labor Law at ang Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act. Ako rin ang pangunahing nagsulong upang maging batas ang Ecological Solid Waste Management Act. Pagdating ng 2001, ako ay nahalal bilang Senate Majority Floor Leader, ang kauna-unahan at natatanging babaeng nagkamit ng posisyon na ito. Patuloy akong nagsikap bilang isang mambabatas at noong 2007 ay muling nakamit ang number 1 senator position. Napasa akin ang pinakamaraming boto at kinilala bilang bukod-tanging woman senator na nagkamit ng top position sa Senate race twice. Tuloy-tuloy sa paglilingkod, tuloy sa pagiging mambabatas at tuloy sa mas marami pang advokasya. At noong 14th Congress, ako'y namuno bilang chairperson ng mga sumusunod na komite. Ngunit walang patid at walang humpay ang aking gawain bilang mambabatas. Kaya't sa sumunod na 12 taon, patuloy akong naglingkod bilang senador sa 15th, 16th at 17th Congress ng Pilipinas. Kasabay pa rin ito ang aking pagsusulong sa mga advokasyang malapit sa aking puso. Patuloy akong namuno sa mga komite sa climate change, foreign relations, finance at cultural communities. Buong puso kong pinagmamalaki ang aking mga narating bilang isang mambabatas. Ngunit higit pa sa mga batas na aking sinulong, walang kapagurang pinapagpatuloy ko ang aking mga personal na advokasya. Noong 2009, pinamunuan ko ang matagumpay na pagsasabatas ng landmark Philippine Climate Change Act. At noong June ng taong yun, ako'y naghatid ng keynote speech sa forum on the human impact of climate change sa Geneva. At patuloy akong nang hikayat na magsulong ng makabagong pananaw sa governance upang masagot ang lumalaking panganib sa climate disaster. Doon ay nilunsad ang aking Legarda Doctrine, isang bagong development thinking at holistic development philosophy ayon sa sustainable at equitable socio-economic ecosystems of governance. Pagdating ng Disyembre ng parehong taon, ako'y nagsalita tungkol sa climate change sa United Nations Climate Change Conference sa Copenhagen at personal nang nag-udyok sa mga mambabatas ng mga ibang bansa na magsulong ng mga batas para tumugon sa mga climate change issues. Ako rin ay matagal nang nagsusulong sa pagpapanatili ng ating national identity at culture at ng ancestry ng mga indigenous peoples. Naigawad sa akin ang mga sumusunod na titulo mula sa iba't ibang katutubo at indigenous peoples groups. Ako rin ang pangunahing nagsulong sa pagbabalik ng bansa sa prestigious na Venice Biennale, ang Olympics ng contemporary art world, matapos ang 51 years na walang partisipasyon. Sa gitna ng mga ito ay patuloy ko pa rin pinananagutan ang aking hangaring maglingkod. Ang damdamin ko'y nag-uumapaw at taus-puso akong nagpapasalamat sa mga tumulong sa akin itong mga nakalipas na taon. Hinding-hindi ko malilimutan ang mga taong nagtiwala, nagsakripisyo, ako'y habang buhay na magpapasalamat. Ngunit mahigit pa sa lahat ng aking narating, hindi pa sa mga batas na isinulong at sa mga komite na pinamunuan, maging sa mga awards at mga parangal na iginawad sa akin. Ako'y buong pusong nagagalak sa tuwing maaalala sa isipan ang ngiti ng mga taong aking naabot. Ang mga kabataan, kababaihan, mga mag-anak at komunidad, mga katutubo, magsasaka, mangingisda, at ang mga minamaliit at hindi man lamang binibigyan ng halaga. Ang damdamin ko'y patuloy nilang naaantig. Sila'y nagbibigay halaga at kabuluhan sa lahat ng aking gawain. Patuloy akong nauudyok magsumikap at walang pagod ay pagpatuloy ang bukod tanging karangalang makapaglingkod. Ako po ang inyong abang lingkod, Loren Legarda.